Hello vinyl community, this is Mike, PC31, the vinyl policeman. This is a video in response to ProgHat, Edward's contest, his 1980 contest, where he's just passed the wonderful landmark of 300 subscribers, and I noticed he's well past it now. So he wants this done in kind of under 5 minutes if possible, and it's 3 questions all around 1980. What a nightmare. When you start going into your collection and you start looking at all the things from 1980, it was an absolutely fantastic year. So gave me many sleepless nights putting this together. Also, Mrs. PC31. Thought I had a masterstroke because one of my favourite albums, top 10 album of all time, The Clash's London Calling, just a fantastic double album. That was released in the US in January 1980. Problem solved, I thought. But in the UK, it was actually released in December 79. And I bought this when it came out at the time, December 79. So in all good conscience, I can't have London Calling in this, but it would have solved my problems. So instead, looking at 1980, the albums there, Back in Black, AC/DC, there were some absolutely wonderful ones. I mean, Killing Joke's first album, debut album, wonderful. Love that today and still play it loads and loads. But 2 albums in particular really stick out for me that year. And the first one, which could have been my number 1, next week it may be, but today, listen to it again today, and it's a stunning album. Peter Gabriel 3, the Mount album. This is absolutely wonderful. This is Peter Gabriel's best album for me, with Family Snapshot, Intruder, Games of the Frontiers, Beco. Just an incredible album. So that was very, very close. And also the artwork, I think, is fantastic from Hypnosis. That got really, really close. But my album of 1980 is one I'm very, very fond of. The Boss, The River. Bruce's only double album to date. I actually saw him on this tour. I saw him at the London Arena in June 1981 as part, it was the European leg of the tour. And when I was going through the preparation for this video, I pulled out some old memorabilia and I found my programme from that night. And also my ticket from that night. So I actually attended Friday 20th of March 1981. So it was the European leg of the River Tour. And obviously just a few years after, Bruce was playing stadiums all the time, and he plays Wembley Stadium. But at this time, the Wembley Arena, which used to be called the Empire Pool in London, it holds about 12,500, but it was a fantastic night. But The River is still a great album for me, sandwiched in between Darkness and Nebraska. Superb, Ramrod, I'm a Rocker, Stolen Car, Drive All Night. Superb album, 17th of October 1980. It just beat Peter Gabriel. Oh, and I also pulled out the Ties That Bind collection, because I've also got the big seven disc box set which came out, which is full of fantastic things, including DVDs as well. So Ed ProgHat's next question was, show your favourite album cover of 1980. Again, difficult. I'm afraid poor old Peter is second again. Put this number 2, although I think it's an absolutely superb cover. But the cover I've gone for 1980 is Joy Division's Closer. And I don't know how familiar anybody is with this. I think it sold really well across Europe. I'm not sure how well it sold in the States. I think it sold really well in various countries, but Closer. So it was Joy Division's second and final album. Quite a controversial cover, because what it is there, I did a bit of research, and it's a sculpture from about 1910 in the Appiani tomb in northern Italy, in Genoa. And when you see the actual sculpture itself, I mean, it's a phenomenal thing. You've got the body of Christ, and then you've got 4 women. You've got 3 Marys, the Virgin Mary, Mary Magdalene, and 2 other ladies there. It's probably quite difficult to see in this, but it's a fantastic cover, really gothic, very, very dark. Joy Division come under quite a lot of criticism when this came out, because Ian Curtis, the lead singer, committed suicide in May 1980. This didn't come out until July 1980, so a lot of the critics at the time said it was a bit close to the mark, Ian Curtis dying, depicting the death of Christ, etc. But the band swore blind at the time that this cover was decided on about a month before Ian Curtis died. So, okay. But I think it's a really poignant, powerful, simple cover. Very, very gothic. There we go. Closer, Joy Division. 1980. These competitions are so fantastic because you go back into your collection and you find things you haven't played for a while, and it's great. And Ed's final question, ProgHat's final question there, is your favourite song of 1980. And wow, so difficult. Adamant, Ant Music, Ace of Spades, Motorhead, Love Will Tear Us Apart, Joy Division, Spirit of Radio, Turning Japanese, Brass in Pocket, Emotional Rescue, The Stones. Loads and loads of absolutely fantastic singles from 1980. But the one I've gone for, which was quite an easy win for me, is Peter Gabriel again. Biko. This is a 12-inch. I've got the 7-inch as well, but this is a 12-inch of Biko, and it's just an unbelievable song. If anybody hasn't heard it, really seek it out, because it is a stunning track. And Peter Gabriel wrote it all about the death of Steve Biko, who died in a South African security police cell after interrogation. And he died in 1977, and Peter Gabriel wrote the lyrics around about that time, but didn't actually release it until 1980. And I saw Peter Gabriel at the WOMAD, World of Music and Dance Festival. It was the first one ever held, Shepton Mallet near Bath in England. And it was kind of his festival. He put everything together. And I think he did his first ever public performance of Biko Friday night at that festival, and I was there. And he had the drummers of Burundi. So all the drumming that takes part in the song, the drummers of Burundi were doing it that night. And it was, absolutely fantastic, superb, emotional song. Really, really brilliant. So that's my entry. And as I say, Peter Gabriel, on another day, he could have won all 3. They're the best album, the best cover, and he did win the single in my mind. And a month later, and these boys would have won everything. So isn't record collecting absolutely wonderful? So thanks for posing the question there, Ed. Fantastic question. Subscribe to Ed's channel so we can get them up to 400. But there we are. Speak again soon, final community. Over and out.